Hello, everyone. This is Chuck Young. Today is April 17th, 2023. Welcome to my channel. In our last video published on Monday morning at 8 a.m., we specifically mentioned the big bank stocks. We were very bullish on the big bank stocks. Why don't we spend 2 minutes and replay some of these videos before we continue our discussion? The banks, the problem with the banks is mostly the smaller banks. So if we look at the KRE, that's the regional bank ETF. It's very poor, you see. It's just a downtrend and then a big red bearish candle. It's more likely continue to go down. But if you look at the big banks, I think there's an index, big bank. Yeah, this is new. This is a new index, but it's going up. You see the big banks, and because you see they know the big banks will be doing well, so they even in a hurry and created this ETF. This ETF is pretty new. I forgot the name of the other one. Oh yes, this is the one. The big banks. The big banks. So this has some history. So you see, at least it's going up, unlike the KRE, which is still going down. This is going up. This contains more big banks instead of the KRE was regional banks. Okay, but if we look at the few banks, JP Morgan, look at it, shooting up. Okay, Citibank, shooting up. Okay, and Deutsche Bank. Yeah, all of these are going up. All of these are going up. So the big banks are going up. So that would be in a good area to go long in. That was a video published at 8 a.m. this morning. Now let's take a look at the market behavior of the big banks again. Okay, so the this new ETF we mentioned it before the market opened this morning. Mentioned it was here. Now it's up 2%. But we specifically mentioned another one, BNKU. This one is up 7% today. Okay. Of course, if you look at the JP Morgan, it continued to go up. I normally like to buy into stocks with strengths. No, instead of going down and buy it, I chase it when it starts to go up. That's JP Morgan, Citibank, and Goldman Sachs. Yeah, they're all similar. So the one that I specifically bought, BNKU, this is up 7%. Okay, I like this one because it's 3 times the big bank stocks, and it's a rate of change is 3 times of the big bank index, and I don't have to worry about picking the wrong stock. Not all stocks are created equal. Some go up, some may go down. So if I just buy this ETF, I can guarantee that I'll be played right. Okay. Now, normally when the stock go down like this, I don't like to buy in this area. That's generally the case, especially for those speculative stocks, because they come down here and then go sideways, and then we'll start the next leg down. Okay, so buying near the bottom is not a general practice that I do. However, under certain conditions, for certain categories of assets, I'm willing to do bottom fishing. Okay, now the big bank stocks, because the problem is with the small banks, the regional banks. People would withdraw their deposits because they are not secure, and then they put their money into the big banks. Okay, so the big banks, in our analysis, the big banks would behave better. So all this coming down is because of the bankruptcy of Silicon Valley Bank and a few others. But now people soon realize most big banks are doing okay. And JP Morgan came out with good earnings. Okay, so the big banks are good. Moreover, in these situations, we can look at the bottoming pattern. This is obviously double bottom. The first bottom up and down again, the second bottom, and then it break above the W's neckline. Okay, now doing bottom fishing like this, one I have to be picky. Not any stock I can do. I want to do this. Okay, so it's mainly sometimes index and sometimes high quality stocks. Okay, those small speculative stocks, I will never do it here. This is one way to look at it. Another way to look at it, you look at the weekly chart. Okay, this is the lower line of the Bollinger Band. Okay, and the last week it has a green, solid green candle. Okay, so it has a small green candle 2 weeks ago, and then go down again, and then another solid green candle. So this quite often is the bottom of this asset. Okay, so this is the weekly chart, and moreover, stochastic oversold, and then it's the fast line is crossing the slow line, so this is very close to the bottom. And then we will look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart is right at the lower line of the Bollinger Band. Okay, so typically when in the monthly chart, when it opens up like this and it go down and then start to go up, that's the time to buy. I remember 20 years ago when I went to New Orleans, a Telerate conference on technical analysis. This one guy told me about his secret. Exactly like this. It opens up and go down first, and then goes up, becomes green, and then buy it here. And then put a stop right here. Okay. So this is something I learned from a guy who shared his secrets 20 years ago in New Orleans. In yesterday's video about the QQQ, since I analyzed the market breadth for Nasdaq 100, it has very poor breadth. So that's not a very healthy. So thus I suggested that we should, when we trade the Nasdaq 100, we should not hope for the long big shots. Rather, we should be nimble and treat it like more oscillatory kind of market behavior, and buy the, for example, if it's not too weak, then we buy near the middle line, the white middle line, and sell when it goes up. And now today, this behavior is repeated again. It drops down to the white line, stabilize, and it goes up again. All right. Actually, today all markets were like this. The S&P futures is also like this, and came back down and got good support at this middle line, and then bounced back up. And let's look at the Dow Jones average. Same thing. You see this white line? It's a miracle. Okay, my white line is middle line is a miracle. Every time it come down to the white line, it bounce up. Come down to the white line, bounce up. And today again, come down to the white line, it bounce up. Okay, so this is my simple approach. Unlike some people who have so many support and resistance zones. Okay, I don't know how they use that. Personally, I'm getting confused with so many support and resistance zones. Then you cover everything, and I don't know how meaningful that approach is. If anywhere it bounces, you can after the fact and say, oh, because of this support it bounced. Because you covered all the areas. Then how meaningful is that? Okay, but anyway, I like this simple approach of these three lines. So if the market is not too weak, it will just go between my white middle line and the blue upper line. Okay, but if it's very weak, it will go down to the lower pink line. Okay, and then even the Russell 2000, Russell 2000 similar thing. Yesterday and then today it hangs around the white line, and then in the afternoon it goes up. Okay, so this is very to me personally, this is my proprietary three lines. Okay, personally, to me it has worked pretty well. All right, so I think that's all I want to share with you today, the big bang stocks and then my three line system. All right, thank you for watching. I would like to remind my viewers, please subscribe to my channel. Only with enough number of people that subscribe to my channel, I will be able to continue provide this free video series. Thank you.